Hey, Mike Healy here. Looks like I am live. I just want to say welcome to the Facebook Live we're doing. We're doing this in the middle of the afternoon because we got a lot of requests from people to basically tell the story about iBuumerang, kind of give you a heads up. I know that you're going to get a lot out of the presentation today, and I'll be looking over here. I'm going to give a couple minutes for people to jump on, and we should be able to see people jumping on here in a second. So this is exciting. If you can see me on here, if you can already see me, let me know. I think you can. I'm going to just push play over here. I just want to double check something because I got, usually I look at myself. That way I can look at myself while I'm looking at myself. Give me 1 second. All right. Yep, we're good. I can see myself. So excited to have you guys on here. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to be on here. What's going to be cool about this is I'm going to go to a PowerPoint. I'm going to show you my screen. I'm going to show you my desktop. I'm going to give you some information that will help to really bring this together so that you can see how easy this business is and how we're doing so well with it and why this company is growing so quickly. Okay, so literally I see the numbers popping up real quick. I'm not going to take too long and babbling here. I want to get straight to this because I need to grab your attention right out of the gate so that you stick around with me. But I promise you I will not waste your time. Okay, that is the one thing that I will not do. I'm not a hype guy. I don't waste time. I start pretty much on time. So I think you're going to enjoy this, and I'm going to really kind of open your mind to some potential here that you have or what you're about to look at of a way to supplement your income, whether that's part-time or full-time. And when I say full-time, I don't want you to misunderstand the difference in what people think of as a full-time thing is a lot of times where you're used to your job and you're working full-time. When I say full-time, I'm talking full-time income, okay? Because we literally have people in our company already that are doing more monthly than the majority, probably 90% of the people out there even make annually. Okay, and that is not hype. That is a fact. Okay, our CEO posted it about one of our top income earners. Okay, just because of the leader that this gentleman is. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to ask you a few questions real quick to just kind of get in your head, get you thinking on some things. And then I'm gonna go to the PowerPoint. I'm gonna go through it fairly quickly because I know you're smart enough to understand what I'm about to show you. That's what makes this business so simple. And then I'm gonna show you exactly kind of how it works, because what I found in my experience of being part of this company is that people are really just asking themselves two questions. Is it worth doing, and can I do it? Is it worth doing, and can I do it? My objective is to make sure that I answer both of those for you during the next few minutes. Okay, so I literally will probably be done in less than 30 minutes. I usually go that fast, but you're going to be, I think, very excited about what you have your hands on here. Okay, so all that being said, I gave people plenty of time to jump on here. I want to be punctual. I want to be respectful to your time. Okay, so let me ask you some hard questions real quick. I'm gonna scoot up to the camera just a little bit. How would your life be different if you were bringing in an additional, let's say, $1,000, $2,000, or maybe $5,000 a month in income? I'm just asking this hypothetically. Okay, I just want you to, for a second, to think about that. You see, because if you just cringed for a second, then you might be in trouble due to the fact that you can't picture that. Okay, and in most cases, most people are stuck in situations to where they have no other options besides getting another job. All right. Now, personally, I've been pretty much self-employed, I guess you could say, being an entrepreneur for nearly 23 years. I have done this type of business as a career and done very well with it and raised 3 awesome kids on it, homeschooled our kids, and I've been married to the same woman for 23 years. We've known each other for 25. I'm 51 years old. And it's been an amazing, amazing opportunity. I've looked at a lot of stuff. I'm sure you yourself have either participated in or been pitched on business opportunities, right? I want you to try to put the emotion aside. I want you to put the emotion aside, good or bad, and I want you to look at this logically, okay? I want you to look at this logically. That's what I try to do as a business person, is I try to put emotions aside, look at hard data, look at numbers, look at things that really will give me an honest answer to what I'm looking at. Because there is absolutely nothing wrong if you've been invited here to take a look at this for the first time and saying no. Okay, nobody's going to be mad at you. Understand that. We are really just looking for people who might be interested in supplementing their income. Okay, now I'm going to be talking to you about a company that is literally, today is September 28th, 2019. We are officially 28 days old. However, we look like we're a 10-year-old company. I'm going to give you some staggering numbers and why the buzz is really just kind of exploding, and it's just getting started. Okay, because here's what's happened. Our CEO, Holton Buggs, in case you're not familiar with him, Google him after this presentation, is the single most successful, largest income earner in the history of the direct selling networking industry. Okay, so that we got that going for us, which is good. I'm about to talk to you about one of the largest, if not the largest industry in the world, which is the travel industry. But it is much more than that. I do not want you to think that this is a travel opportunity. Please do not think that for 1 second. That is just a gateway to what I'm about to share with you. The other thing is we have systems in place that I don't think anybody else has ever really thought of putting together to help us create this. And the other thing too is we have a very good team of people, and we're having fun with this. We have a good community, a good culture. We are enjoying what we're doing. This is actually fun. Okay, when was the last time you had the opportunity to have fun and make a whole bunch of money doing it? Okay, that's what my objective is as we go through here. Okay, I'll tell you this, the majority of people that take a look at this are getting involved because it does make sense. There is an investment to start your business. Okay, I want to tell you that up front so you're not waiting for the catch at the end. Everybody, basically, if they choose to do this from a business standpoint, chooses to become what we call a TSA, which is $49. Then they typically choose, and I will explain these as I get there, one of three packages: $1,000 package, a $500, or a $250. Okay, and each one obviously has its own value. I just want to throw that out there so we can have a good conversation and I can explain to you what you're about to look at. Okay, and the whole time that I'm going through this, again, I want you to think about, can you do this? Is it worth doing? Okay, because we've got people that are literally paying off cars, helping pay off their mortgages, getting out of debt, and obviously supplementing their income in great ways because of our business model. Okay, so all that being said, what I want to do is I'm going to go solo on my screen. I'm going to disappear for a second. I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint, and we are going to roll with it. Okay, so let me go full screen. All right, so before I get started, I want to give you a quick disclaimer. Obviously, we're not guaranteeing I am not guaranteeing anything that you're going to make money or anything like that. Okay, so just read this real quick or get back with the person who got you on here to read this. Now, most of you probably are familiar with what they call the direct selling or network marketing model. Believe it or not, it is one of the most powerful models in the world that I've ever been involved with. Okay, because this is something that is the easiest, most kind of best way for word of mouth to go out there and build an organization or get a service or product really to the masses. Okay, what we've created, I believe, is a very unique model, and it is called the Perpetual Residual Income Builder model, and we call it short PRIB for short. You see, what happens in most networking businesses and anything you've probably been pitched on before is typically customers pay more for products they can go pick up at the store or on Amazon. And usually only the strongest people that are, strong recruiters win. Okay, so this is real important. The new model here is very simply this: you only make money when a customer saves money. Think about that for a second. When you help somebody save money on travel, we're going to start there on travel. Okay, that's our gateway. You make money on it. Okay, you're not asking a customer to spend more money, invest in money that they weren't already planning on spending, but that's what we have here. Customers save money. So how's this going to happen? Okay, our first gateway, like I said in the beginning, gateway, product, service, kind of flagship, is the travel industry. This is an $8 trillion industry, and I know that is nearly impossible to understand the magnitude or the size of $1 trillion pie. You do not need much of $1 trillion pie to supplement your income or create a massive income yourself. You literally need an aroma off of that pie. And you can see the stats here that literally just in the United States where I'm located, over almost $3 billion a day is spent in some capacity in travel. Okay. Now here's what's kind of cool. And here's why our model is working and going to grow faster and faster and faster. In case you didn't know it, there are only 2 booking companies really on the planet that monopolize everything. What they have done is they actually own, Booking Holdings owns all of these companies right here. Expedia Group owns these companies right here. Yes, this company owns all these. Why do they do that? Because they have a trick word called parity. Parity basically means it allows them to make it look like you're saving money, because when you look at Travelocity, but on Hotwire it's cheaper, you go, oh, I'm going to shop at Hotwire. But when you go to hotels.com and it's cheaper than Trivago, you go, oh, I'm going to shop at hotels.com. What parity means is this company owns all these, and they basically keep their dollar margins within a few bucks, so it makes it look like you're getting a savings. It's a smoke and mirrors situation. Think about that. Now, the difference is this, is we are our own booking engine, and we do it through a company. Our backbone company is called Extreme Travel. They are a 16-year-old company who's done billions of dollars in bookings already, okay? Now, check this out. They've won all kinds of awards over these things, and you can look them up, and you can get the PowerPoint that I'm showing you. It's publicly available. You can look at it, okay? What we have the ability to do, or what you will have the ability to do, is offer someone their own travel booking engine and save up to 70% off retail. All you're doing is literally setting them up with a code so they can activate a website. And then what happens is they can go in and shop. And I'm actually going to show you I'm going to go into my back office, show you how to do it, and show you what it looks like. Okay. I'm going to show you the exact customer experience. Now, perfect examples, okay, of price parity. The same hotel, the same exact 4.5-star hotel in New York City is on Expedia for $339. We offer it for $178. That's $161 savings. Same 4-star in Paris, $440 Travelocity. We have it for we sell it for $130, $310. Now here's what the important thing is in these yellow numbers, or whatever that color might be, but I'm going to say yellow. If you referred somebody to become to go on here for free, it's cost the customers nothing. It's absolutely free for a customer to get your code. I'm going to show you how that works. And you save them money. You, as a thank you, because you are the marketing arm for iBuumerang and / Extreme Travel, you make 50% of whatever your customer saves. Not what they spend, but what they save. Look at this right here. If you were paid on what they spent, they only spent $130. But believe it or not, you would have made over 100. What is that? 155. Think about that for a second. You would have made more money on savings than what they actually spent for the room. Just let that sink in for a second. We also obviously have car rentals. Same scenarios. They save, you make 50% of it. They save, you make 50% of it. These are actual reservations and bookings. If these 4 customers I'm showing you right here, these are real world examples, $848 savings, $999 savings, $532, and $1589. Just the 4 on this one alone would have basically supplemented your income by almost $3,000 right there, just off of those savings. $2,500 just for giving someone a free code so that they can go book. And we have all these different things: hotels, rentals, cruises, flights, homes, weeks, timeshares, marketplace, pretty much anything you think of. Lots of other things: excursions, outdoor activities, wine clubs, gift cards, restaurant savings. And we have a 110% price guarantee on the savings. So we have the easiest product, if you've ever done anything like this, to talk about, or service that you've ever seen. Everybody wants to travel. Everybody likes to go to the beach. In most cases, if you don't like the beach, maybe you like the mountains and you go snowy, right? Or go skiing in the mountains in the snow. Not me. I'm a beach guy. Okay. The play on words here and why we got the name is what's iBuumerang? Okay. If somebody asked you that, you say, well, I throw out savings and money comes back. because we get paid, like I said, 50% on whatever a customer saves. All right. Now, a couple ways that somebody can join. If you choose to become what we call a TSA, right here, TSA, that's basically meaning I'd like to do this as a business. I would love to supplement my income. I can do this on the side. I can easily see myself handing somebody a website and a 5-digit code so they can activate it and I get paid on it, right? Or you could be a customer. If you're watching this presentation, it just doesn't trip your trigger, then you can say, hey, you know what? I'd love to just be a customer. It's a win-win either way for you and for us. Doesn't matter, okay? But as an example, as a TSA member, we actually, in most cases, see even higher savings than what customers are. So it's of great value if you do travel a lot, just to become a member so you can get a deeper discount on savings. But then, hey, why not pay for that trip by sharing the websites with people, right? So let's go into this example right here. Okay, this is it right here. We're going to make this very simple. All of their numbers that they have shown, savings wise, they said that the average customer saves annually, okay, over a 12-month period, around $600. That means that if you gave out 10 codes and people basically used the averages, you had 10 customers and they saved $6,000. That means that you would have earned $3,000. That is spendable money that you get direct deposited, or if you want one of our cards or whatever, you literally go in your back office and set up your pay account, and usually in less than 2 to 3 days, the money is direct or wired. I get mine wired right into my bank account. 10 customers would pay you $3 grand. Think about that. Well, it doesn't stop there because there's no cap, which means no limit on your earning potential based on your own activity. If you go out and acquire 100 customers and they stuck to those averages over a 12-month period, you would have supplemented your annual income by 30 grand. I have to ask you and stop for 1 second. When is the last time you could give away something for free? And next year, let's say, without having to get another job, without having to go get a degree, without having to go learn a trade skill, you learned how to give away some free boomerang codes, we call them, and you supplement your income by 30 grand. This isn't pie in the sky. This stuff is happening. People are doing this already. Okay. Check this out. What if you were really aggressive? You went out and got 1,000 personal customers. You don't have to do that. There's no cap on this. Total savings would have been 600 grand. That's $300,000. Do you realize that less than 3 or less than 5% of the people that live in the United States even make that a year? And do you know what people that make that kind of money have to typically do in a normal 9 to 5? They say 9 to 5, but it's usually 9 to 9, right? Think about this. This is the easiest model to increase your income you're going to see. I believe that every single boomerang, every little code you give away is literally like an asset. It's an asset that you are giving away. Check this out. Reason you got invited on here is, one, somebody found a way to make some money and they're going after it and probably gathering customers, but they also allow us, or will allow you, to go out and invite other people to become part of the team. And as an example, maybe you just, you only know a couple people that you're going to give codes to. Let's say you only give 10, but let's say you ended up talking to a couple people, inviting them to one of these Facebook Lives, you sent them a YouTube video, or you met them at the house or met them at Starbucks, whatever. And some of these people got in and they got a couple and they got a couple and so on. Let's say you had a team of 50 people right here, 50 people. Okay. I didn't highlight very well. And let's say each one had 10 customers at 500. We're still going with our average saving 600. So the actual customer value here, believe it or not, just on the override of your team's customers, above and beyond anything you personally did, that'd be 20 grand if you had a team of 50 people. If you had a team of 250 people, which is not totally undoable, right? It's possible. Just off the overrides of their customer base, that's the 6-figure income right there. What if you got aggressive, took some time, maybe built this over a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it might be, and you had a team of 1,000 that averaged 10 customers each doing the same $600 savings? That's over $400,000 a year. Like I said at the very beginning of this presentation, what would you do if you had an extra $1,000 to $5,000 a month coming in, And now let me ask you this. Are you going to have to beg these customers to go on a trip, to rent a car, to book a hotel? And when I show you some of these other services that aren't even in this PowerPoint that they just announced, I'm going to touch on those. The per customer value. You see the 600 right here? The average we said is going to be a savings of an income of $300 to you. That's going to go up dramatically, as you're going to see here in a little bit. Okay. We also have other bonuses besides just customer acquisition. If you build a team, most people get these packages. I mentioned the 250, 500, and 1,000 at the beginning. Any of those packages that you have referred to somebody that purchased them, because those are how we get the customers. We have to buy packages basically to get these codes that we give to customers for free. Okay, that's why there's value to these things. Okay, they're an asset you're purchasing. Now, how everybody starts, like I mentioned earlier, is everybody starts at $49.95. You get a customer site, you get 5 boomerangs, which are the codes. You make 25% referral commission. You get the interactive presentation. I'll show you that in a second. And you get a fully functioning back office system. Most people, once they've chosen to do this as standby, they pick one of these 3 packages: the first class, business, and coach. The difference really ultimately, besides extra things, each level you move up, you get extras on your own travel. But are these 10 boomerangs here, 25 or 50? Those are the codes. They call them boomerangs. That's our just fancy word for codes. The codes are literally what you use to get somebody as a customer. That's why there's so much value there. Also, in the dual team, you actually have the ability, based on the package you purchase, to earn more money in the dual team commissions. And you just literally pick a pack. Okay, doesn't matter which package you come in. And if you did pick, let's say you pick this one, you do have 60 days to upgrade if you wanted to only pay the difference if you decided to pick a bigger package. Okay, now I'm going to jump. I'm going to go back to you face to face real quick. Let me see. Actually, I'm not going to go face to face. I am going to go desktop to desktop with you. Okay, check this out. So this is my back office, because I want to show you exactly how simple it is to get a customer and exactly what they would see. Okay. So in the back office, once you join, if you just got in at the first class level, you're going to see right here, this would say 50, not 1,000. They've run, I've been in a while, like they pre-launched for about 6 months. We're officially launched for 28 days. So I've earned a bunch. Okay. So don't let this number throw you off. All you would do is you would say, hey, you've got a friend named Terry. So Terry would say, hey, Mike, I'm looking to travel to Vegas for the weekend. Yeah, you got anything that would help me out? All I got to do is go in here and put Terry's first and last name in. You pick an expiration date, because if you send her a code and she does not activate it, you actually get the code back. In most cases, I put a 7-day. That's just my general preference. Do 7 days. We also have a thing called group codes. Maybe you have a church or a fundraiser or something like that, or things that you'd like to gift to people. You can actually click group. And when you click the group, you just name your group. You can name it anything. You could name it church, expiration date, and number of uses. So let's say you had a church group that 50 people were going on a missions trip. You click group, you typed in church missions, number of uses. What you would do is, let's say you put 50 in here because you're expecting 50 people to go. It would just subtract that from available boomerangs. And you click generate code, meaning you only have to give them the one website, which is this one. You send them to igoboom.com. They would enter the code, click submit, and immediately this page would come up after they do it. They would basically register their name and information. And now they are your customer for life, and you don't have to do anything. Then they will have the option to go in and book their own hotels, cruises, cars, flights, whatever. And literally all you do is you put in the destination. So if I put in, let's say, Dallas, Texas, I don't know if you need a missions trip in Dallas, but you could do that. You could go to, where are we going? Let's go to Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia for a missions trip. You pick the dates, you click search, and all of a sudden it would pull up. Check out these savings. This was 60. If I remember correctly, I'm sorry, when I joined, this was about 58. And I joined pre-launch in March, okay? When nothing was really built. None of this really awesome stuff was totally put together yet. But back to this, you had a group boomerang. All you would have to do is put 50 in here. And what would happen is if they only said, let's say they only used 40 of them that they redeemed, the other 10 after you picked your, let's say 7 days or whatever days, the other 10 would get put back into your master account, I guess you could call it. And just like that, you had 40 customers off of that. Remember the dollar amount that I showed you? What if 40 people went in from one event, booked a group boomerang, and you got paid on the savings? And they're all happy because they saved money. Okay. So we go here. Now, also, a lot of you guys, I would probably be interested in introducing somebody to this business. In the back office here, we have this thing called the iDecide interactive presentation. I'm gonna blow that up for you so you can see it. And if you go back here and you click on it, what happens is it allows you, there's a screen that will have like some buttons on here. And what you do is you generate a URL. This is a URL. This is a web address, right? So every person's is different. So yours would be different than this one. What happens then is when somebody puts in their information and clicks watch, this interactive presentation comes up. I'm going to turn this up just so you can hear it. Okay, I actually put my own name in here. Okay, right? So, but basically for more information, so it's defaulted to me. But if I click here to view.
Thank you for taking a few minutes to watch this short presentation.
And you see this test code, this code that came up right here? I just got a text letting me know that this system, that somebody logged in to watch this.
Control every step of the way by
how cool is this?
Icon here.
Remember, I asked you, is it worth doing and can I do it?
Which of these places is on your travel wish list? Go ahead and click on each and move ahead when you're ready.
I want to go to Cancun and move
Fantastic. Ahead. And do you think your friends, family, and coworkers have placed? So what is the primary?
You see how that goes?
Why you and they?
It's too much money. I can't afford it.
True.
Okay, you get the idea. I'm not going to go through this whole presentation. But that is an interactive presentation that basically walks somebody through the whole thing. Okay. Now, I wanted to show you this too because I said, is it worth doing and can I do it? You need to understand also that the support we give you with this company is unrivaled. For 28 days old of the company, we look like we're 10 years old. This was this morning, every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central Time. They do a thing called it's called Flight School, done by our corporate guys, and they have different speakers every week, and they do different trainings. But this is like one of the screenshots of the different things, the events. You know, some people are doing home meetings, some people are doing just internet meetings, some people are meeting at Starbucks, whatever, but they go through this whole training. But the reason I wanted to pop this up, not only to show you this, is this. Check this out. This was 7 hours ago. And look at that. We had 28,000 people have viewed that training already since it was posted 7 hours ago. 12,500 people were reached, 63,000 engagements. And the reason that number is so big is look at all those shares. People that shared this register. Okay, look at what we have our hands on. Okay, we have full-blown training. I mean, this is not a Mickey Mouse deal. Oh, I forgot something. I want to show you one other thing. This was our launch event in Vegas. This was the image from the launch event where nearly 5,000, actually it was just over 5,000 people showed up for our very first big corporate event in Las Vegas on September the 1st. Yes, this past September, that's how many people. And I would tell you this, I believe safe to say that over 50% of those people were from overseas. Mexico's exploding. Believe it or not, Africa's exploding. Australia is growing. Europe's growing. South America's growing. Canada's growing. I mean, I heard Russia today on the training. And guess what? At this event, not only have we rocked it out and we've acquired over 40,000 people have now become registered TSAs, 49 and picked a package. In addition to that, we've acquired 175,000 Boomerang customers. And remember I said each one was an asset and each one is going to be worth more to you? At the national convention, they bought a currently owned and operated rideshare company called VibeRide, and they own now a mobile company. Our customers are going to be able to get, and when they said mobile, it's literally going to be somewhere in the $49 a month range for customers and cheaper for TSAs. I did hear that yesterday. Vibrite, picture your customer, okay? And you get the point. Okay, I'm going to go back to, let's go back to my head real quick, and then I'll be quiet. I'm going to go solo on you. Boom. Okay. Yeah, we use that as a play on words, BUUM. But think about this for a second. You have the ability to give something away for free, be part of, okay, let me look at let's talk about the 5 things that I always talk about because I covered them, but I want to put them in order for you. Holton Bugg, single most successful guy in the history of network marketing, is the CEO and has helped create many, many multimillionaires. Hey, making millions of dollars might not be for you, but making a lot probably would help, right? The second part is we are in the largest industry out there, travel, which is an $8 trillion industry. It is not going to be, and they expect it to be almost double that in probably the next 10 years. Timing, okay? This is also a very important thing in the direct selling industry as far as I'm concerned. I know that I'm a pretty decent, I have enough skills to be good at this kind of business. And you may be also, you might have those kind of skills. But I'll tell you this, if you join some companies that are like 10 years old, they're good companies, but you missed a window. You really missed that hockey stick growth opportunity, the critical mass point. I've seen in the history of my being in these types of businesses that if you can get into a company that has less than 100,000 active reps that are out there working this thing, it is still almost before ground level opportunity. And before the company's doing over $50 million in sales, then you all of a sudden see this kind of not hockey stick, but they call it momentum phase. Then after the momentum phase, we go into the super growth phase, basically the hyper growth and critical mass. And then after quite a few years, you have a stability phase. Okay, I've explained this to a lot of people in this capacity. This is the kind of the analogy that I throw out of timing for this. With the timing you have with iBuumerang right now is, to me, similar that if you bought Google stock, let's say around the dollar range when they launched it at $1, was the Google back then as good as the Google platform as it is right now? Absolutely not. But was the purchase of the stock at $1 better than the stock is today? Absolutely. Well, what changed? It was basically people that had the ability to basically see an opportunity and capitalize on that opportunity were the ones that really made it. There were a lot of people that saw it at $1, but didn't buy it until it was in the 300 range, right? That's the same scenario here. You have the opportunity right now, if you choose, to get back with the person that you got on here. I didn't finish my 5. I'm sorry. I knew there was one other thing. So I had the Holton industry, timing, and systems. I showed you systems. I showed you how easy it is to go in your back office, generate a code, give it to somebody, acquire a customer, and they do all the work for you. Think about this for a second. When these other services come out, you don't necessarily even have to contact your customer and tell them about anything. You'll literally be able to tell, the system itself will send them an email. I knew that this was going to be powerful. I knew it the day I joined, because the following day my wife had to take a trip to Dallas, Texas. And then she said, well, I'm going to find out if this thing's legit or not. And I said, okay, Stacy, I know you're going to figure it out, because she's one of those people that's value conscious at its highest level. And she went in and she shopped around looking for hotels in Dallas, but didn't purchase because she was just looking. What happened the next day? The next day I got an email that said, hey, Mike and Stacy, saw you looked at hotels in Dallas. So did we. And I've been in marketing for a long time, like internet marketing and all that stuff. So I understand this stuff. And I just sat back. I was like, oh my gosh, the system's following up for us. The system is following up for us. When was the last time that you could just give something away for free, help somebody save money on something they were already going to spend money on, and then just go disappear and go do whatever you want, and go have yourself some fun, and money would continue to come in because they did it? What's going to happen when when your friend books a flight, goes to Fort Lauderdale because I live in Ohio, so we're going to get out of here in the wintertime. So you talk to me, I'm your customer. I book a flight to go to Lauderdale, and when I land, I get an email or a text that says, hey, you need a ride from the airport? Vibe Rides will come get you. Boom, right? And guess who's making money on all those transactions? You are. Think about that. So you got Holton, travel, timing, systems. Last thing I think is the glue that holds it all together is the community and the culture. Community is the people, culture is how we do it. We are absolutely having a great time doing this. This is fun to me. I love getting on here and talking to people. I see a ton of people that are part of our organization. They're doing Facebook Lives. We have you're watching this because you were invited into a private Facebook group that we basically have to view this. That's really all. If you've ever been on Facebook, which you are, right? Wink, wink. All you have to do is literally invite a friend to watch a presentation. Or if you go into this same group that we're talking about here, I did you'll hear my voice on it. It's just kind of a recording of, that just kind of piques your interest about how we're Uberizing travel. When I say Uberizing travel, it's really all Uberizing travel is Uber grew so fast because they gave something away for free that people were already going to use, but they said, why not try to use it cheaper and, and maybe quicker? That's all it came down to. And guess what? You know why we're going to dominate that space, the rideshare space as well? It's because we don't have to spend millions of dollars in advertising. Our company can acquire customers cheaper 100% of the time than the rideshare companies and the travel companies, because you and I are out there sharing it with people, friends and family, and not asking them to do anything besides look. No catch, no gotcha, and so on. So here's what I would tell you. Get back with the person who got you on here. I would highly recommend you do not wait. Opportunities like this do not come around very often, if ever. You and I missed probably, I highly doubt that there's any of you on here watching me right now that have made millions of dollars in Uber, because they didn't allow us to, right? They didn't do it. Facebook, the platform we're all on right now, is a multi-billion dollar company because we all engaged with it, had an experience that we enjoyed, and told other people about it. And not one of us made any money off of it. We are now because we're going to use their platform to kind of get our message out, right? We're using that right now. But that's what I would tell you is get back with the person that got you on here. And in fact, this will be recorded. This is inside this group right now. If you enjoyed it, go in here, just in the comment section, tag somebody. We call it the ATM system. You add somebody to our Facebook group, you tag them in one of the posts, and I would highly recommend that you message them telling them you did it before and so on. And just grab your phone and say, go to Facebook Messenger, find your friend Mark, and say, hey, Mike, Mark, this is Mike. Hey, man, listen, I just checked something out. I want your opinion on it. I tagged you in a post. Watch the quick video on here and let me know what you think. Thanks. Done. Curiosity kills the cat, right? Have them take a look at this presentation. Shop or look around at some of the savings. There's savings examples in this group. There's if you listen to Holton Bugs, your day is over. You will not sleep. Okay. If the person that got you on here if you don't know where it's at, just ask whoever invited you in here you want to see the presentation. You should watch if you want to change your life, because that's what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about you getting your life back, because I know one thing. There is a significant difference between making a living and having a life. I figured out a while ago how to have a life. I never missed any of my kids' sporting events. I think I've had one job in probably 23 years. Okay. One, it was a short temporary thing. If I go and get hired out to somebody to do like marketing or anything, that's not what I call a job. This is you figure out ways to generate income that you don't have to. I mean, my favorite thing about being an entrepreneur, believe it or not, is I can wake up when I'm done sleeping, not because I have to hear an alarm clock. Every once in a while, for some dumb reason, I will schedule something that I have to drive around Columbus between 7 and maybe 9. And I have no comprehension at all how people do that every day. I just can't fathom the fact that somebody can do that for a living. I don't care how much money you make. To get stuck in traffic and like literally blow, like I mean, think about that. You can go do what you want if you have enough money coming in. And that's what you're looking at. All right, anyhow, I'm gonna shut up because I'll just keep on rambling here. Get back with the person that got you on here. Get signed up with them. Get them in. I would, because the way the compensation works is we have the ability to place people under people and so on. It's a dual team kind of concept. It's everybody works together on this. And we're breaking records, and you don't want to miss out on history in the making. But hey, I've seen people do it. Some people are going to say, watch it happen, ask what happened, or make it happen. Okay, one of those three things. So anyhow, thank you guys for being on here. Did you get some stuff out of here? Did you enjoy it? Put a big heart, whatever. Thank you on here. I do appreciate you being on here. I got to right around 30 minutes. I shot for it. I was kind of done at 30, so I maybe went over a little bit. But thank you guys for being on here. I really appreciate it. Again, get back with the person who got you on here, and I will see you at the top. Thanks, guys.